to you. I ain't apologizing for jack shit.
This is Andrea Locke, a.k.a. Andrea Vonhelton, a.k.a. Mouse. She was a young girl from a small to medium-sized town in Alabama, central Alabama. She was on SinglesNet and came across Vonhelton, although Vonhelton didn't have a paying account, so he just got on there and he found Andrea and told her his random lies that he tells any other woman. But Andrea was very gullible and naive and believed some of the things. Vonhelton told her that he had a ranch in Kentucky, owned horses and all kinds of animals, had a working ranch. And Andrea, who always wanted to live on a farm, found that intriguing. Also, Andrea grew up without a father. I don't know what happened with her father and what stage in her life she no longer had a father, but that's her own personal business. But she was approached by Vonhelton even more and found it interesting about possibly coming up to see him. Well, Vonhelton then switched gears and went into the world calamity, and that the world was going to come to an end, and she needed to come up to his place to be safe, that somehow the mountains surrounding his farm that he told her he had was protected by whatever calamity was going to hit the earth, and that she came up there, she'd be safe, and being as naive, and Andrea is also mentally ill and developmentally disabled, so her mental faculties were not up to her age. So she, like a young child, believed Vonhelton's lies and took some of the money she inherited and bought a bus ticket and gathered all her stuff and moved up to Kentucky and met Vonhelton at Manchester Greyhound bus station.
I went on SinglesNet and I bumped right into Andrea. We did discuss marriage, children, sex. We were talking on SinglesNet. I did not have a paying account to SinglesNet. She did, so she had to communicate with me. But it was okay. She liked older men anyway.
When I first had met him, he told me about how the world was going to end. That I needed to come up here to stay with him, to survive whatever it is he was talking about. He had me convinced because he had showed me numerous things.
I was so happy, guys. You have no idea. I couldn't even get a girlfriend. I couldn't even get a one-night stand. I couldn't get nothing. Nobody. Nada. Zip. And now here finally is somebody back in my life. I had found me somebody finally. But you know what? She's young. She's impressionable. She's naive. She is not a kid. Quit that shit. That's stupid.
Andrea had no idea what she was getting herself into. She didn't know the extent of Vonhelton's lies and his insanity. She moved in to his trailer, and his mother, Vonhelton's mother, was unaware that Vonhelton lived there. Andrea found out very quickly that Vonhelton didn't have a farm, and that he was merely just living in his mom's trailer, didn't have any jobs, any money. And in fact, the money that Andrea did have, Vonhelton took and spent upon himself, bought new computer parts. He bought her a few things with her own money as if he was being charitable to her. But he took what she had and squandered what money she had from her inheritance, that from some relative or something. She had a little bit of money, and Vonhelton made both of them poor, because as soon as Vonhelton gets money, he spends it on himself, regardless if it's his money or not. And so there she was. About 3 days after living there, Vonhelton's mom discovered she was there. Vonhelton's mom told her she should go back to Alabama, which was, I think, a warning. Vonhelton's mom's quite aware of Vonhelton's abuse and other things, but Andrea just chose to stay, and the nightmare began.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, baby girl. Happy birthday.
Beloved, we have come together in the presence of God to witness the joining together of this man and this woman in holy matrimony. I, James.
Now listen to Vonhelton's listen to the vows here, and vows are like an oath, and this proves that Vonhelton is unable to keep an oath or of any type. Just pay attention and remember what Vonhelton has done.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Andrea. To be my wife. Having to hold, from this day forward, for better for worse, for richer for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, until we are parted by death, as God is my witness, I give you my promise.
You can see how James Vonhelton didn't keep his promise to his wife, to a preacher, and to the audience there. In many aspects, Vonhelton is about him and not about anybody else. And you can see clearly in his life that he did not keep what he said. He made those promises to her, spoke those to her face, and didn't do them.
With this ring, I seal my promise. To be your faithful and loving husband. As God is my witness. She wants to take a picture. Oh, she wants to take a picture. Okay.
So the nightmare began, not only for Andrea, but now children.
Like sometimes I'd be so exhausted that I would ask him to change it out, but then he would start with me and be like, "No, you change it," you know. And I'd always, try to put myself, to get him to, do stuff with me and the kids, and half the time he wouldn't even do that.
My wife does not understand the concept of priorities. Okay, she does not understand that you can't tend to one person and then tend to other stuff at the same time. Sometimes you have to prioritize. I'm trying to teach my wife how to prioritize things, and it is not easy. She does not grasp the concept. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
No, it is James who doesn't understand priorities. Family always comes first. Your family's your priority over your internet hangouts and trying to get people to puff you up and sing your praises about how great you are and how important you are and how much your internet life is. That's the wrong priority, Vonhelton. It's not Andrea who doesn't understand priorities. It's you. You are the one who doesn't understand priorities.
He would literally push the kids out of the room to do his show.
Andrea was left to tend to the kids, try to keep the house clean, and leave Vonhelton alone while he was doing his shows 8+ hours a day. 8 hours on a slow day where he's not on it as much. Vonhelton spent most of his waking hours on the internet, even though he had a family to take care of, and burdened Andrea with everything. That is just disgusting.
Like, he would make me, like, almost like, do it all. The only thing he'd do is, like, take out the garbage, and on occasion he'd sweep the floor.
You can go sleep on the couch. If I'm keeping you awake, go sleep on the couch and I'll shut the door.
Because I can hear you right through the damn door.
Well, I'm sorry. I just, this fucking childish, I'm tired of the childish bullshit. I'm not talking to you.
I guess I'll have to sleep outside.
I don't know, dear. Sleep in the car. That's what I do. Sleeping in the car is great. It's good for you.
No, because what if I get attacked? I can't scream.
Dear, you got the locked door. You locked the car doors. Duh.
You're not getting the point.
Perhaps I'm not.
I'm saying, what if a bear smashes right through the window?
Well, if a bear smashes through the window, well, then I don't know.
Well, then I'm dead, and it'll be your fault for putting electric.
Yeah, I probably would. You're probably right.
The human body needs rest. It needs sleep. Vonhelton's sleep is important, but nobody else around him sleep is important. He didn't care enough about Andrea to shut down his little computer game and do something else. No, or not game, but, you know, whatever chat he was hanging out in. Because it was more important for him to rage at the top of his lungs while his wife's sleeping next to him. Oh, go sleep out in the car. Go sleep on the couch. Sleep in the car, that's good for you. No, it isn't. You get a crooked neck. You can't fully stretch out. Sleeping in the car is extremely uncomfortable. I've tried it before. And Vonhelton, you're an idiot. And you don't care about your wife if you're going to make her sleep in a car.
Sometimes, like, I would watch them during the day, and he would watch them at night, or we would switch. On occasion, he would take me, like, to get clothes. On occasion, he would, like, you know, take me to the, well, he would take me to the grocery store all the time, and, you know, doctor's office, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, he did take me to Golden Corral, like, for my birthday and stuff. Like, you know, he would.
Damn, give me my 5 minutes.
I'm just tired of trying to sleep and listen to bottle of wine every 5
Well, you can't sleep anyway. We got to get up. I've got to go here. And
I know I can't sleep. I've been trying to sleep all fucking morning.
You'll be all right. But you know, I'm obviously I'm doing a live show. Why can't you understand what I'm doing a live show? What is that you don't understand? I'm doing a live show. Well, you could, I don't know, go in there and see what she wants. Well, not when you're on the toilet, obviously, duh. But when you get done, go see what she wants. What's wrong with that? You know I'm doing a show. You could be courteous and allow me to do my show and go in there and see what she wants. Wouldn't that be considered courteous? You've been courteous all morning. What? Oh, give me a break. Yeah, that's the typical woman. That's the typical woman. Typical woman. What are you going to do? Yummy, hey! Why does she always do this to my shows? I don't know. I don't think she understands the concept of doing a show. I don't think she gets it.
I think you're the one who gets it, James Vonhelton. You're on these shows all the damn time. Your wife has needs. Your children have needs. It's called being a family. Family comes first, Vonhelton, not your show. You should seek, what is the word for that? Seek attention from your wife and not from a bunch of people you don't even know on the internet. That most of them are on there just to laugh at you. But no, you got to spend more time on the internet and bitch at your wife because she's not giving you your internet time when you spend over 8 hours a day on there.
All right.
Happy anniversary, sweetheart. Check out your cake.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to say anniversary,
Happy first anniversary, but I didn't stick it in the fridge. I got supposed to.
Yeah, you didn't.
But I made the icing all homemade.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, sweetheart.
Happy anniversary, baby. And there it is.
And you gotta kind of put it the other way to actually...
You ain't gonna read it. It just kind of just went everywhere. You're not gonna read it. But hey, it's the thought that counts.
Yep.
And it was your first attempt, so...
And that was the whole surprise.
Well, nobody can say anything.
And there's another surprise when you take a bite.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give you a hint.
All right, well, good. Good.
Mwah. I love you, sweetheart.
I love you too, baby. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
With all her shortcomings and disabilities, she was doing everything she could to make that family work. She baked a cake for you. And what'd you do, Vonhelton? What'd you do for her? I don't see any evidence of you taking any effort other than spend all your time online. At least Andrea's trying to do something. What did you do for her, the anniversary? I bet you didn't do a damn thing.
You know, somebody asked me, said, Vaughn, are you still trying to find some more 20-year-olds? Fuck yeah, I am. Fuck yeah, I am. The bigamy law may be in place, but I don't have to marry him now, do I? I want to find at least 2 more 20-year-olds. Clan Vonhelton will exist, okay? And ain't no troll, no hater, no naysayer gonna stop it from happening. It's destiny, motherfuckers. It's destiny.
So when he started talking about 2 or 3 women, I said, whoa, I never said that. You brought that up. And there was one time he asked me, like, would he want to be with, like a single, you know, would he want to have sexual intercourse with a single straight woman? I looked at him, I said, you know, hell no, you know, I'm you know, no, you know, I'm just like, why would you even ask? I'm scared to death. Yeah, I'm scared to death. On his video, he had threatened anybody showed up there with explosive and bombs. And what? Well, after like I heard him say about explosives and stuff, I'm sitting there like, okay, this guy's a lunatic. You don't go and open threats to people.
There's a connection to abusive men and their relationship with their mother. Now, that's not true in every case. I mean, there's some people who have horrible mothers. But Vonhelton's relationship with his mother, he abuses his mother, you know, denies it. But you see the way he talks to his mother, a woman who provides for him and provides for his wife and his kids that she didn't ask for. This is just a pure indication and a red flag that if Andrea had known better, she would have recognized that Vonhelton is not a suitable husband.
I've heard him on different occasions call his mother really bad names. There's been, you know, a couple of times where I've got upset at her and I called her names, but I've always, you know, apologized for that, and he never has.
Yesterday.
The Lord of mercy, son.
Yesterday's pizza.
It's got gnats and everything.
No, it does not have gnats in it. Jesus Christ.
Please take it to the kitchen. I'll take it in the room. And put your dirty napkins in the garbage.
I have been.
This is exactly why that you got your children took away from you.
No, Mom, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
There was no mention of the house at all. Sorry. There wasn't no mention of the house at all. Sorry. You fail. Once again, you fail. There was no mention of the fucking house. No mention of the fucking house at all. The home is cluttered to the point that it is difficult to find a place to sit, and the surfaces, i.e. countertops, tables, coffee table, etc., are covered with dirty dishes, dirty bottles, and other stuff. enough to describe in detail what occurred in my home to cause my children to be at risk. Then request the court to order the release of the records. Well, yeah, if I want to wait until they decide to do it. On 8/9/2011, the children were seen at the UK Grad Clinic and were once again diagnosed as failure to thrive. Their formula was changed, however, despite several prompts from worker, had not contacted the WIC program to obtain the new formula. The parents seemed to be lackadaisical in the care of Jeremiah and the twin, as well as their older sibling, Layla. The parents had been observed feeding their children out of dirty bottles. The twins were often left to cry it out in their bed. They have been found in feces and urine on a regular basis. Layla is often left in the high chair or swing for hours at a time without any interaction. Wrong. Layla is left in the high chair in the swing to watch Fox News and her Weather Channel, which, by the way, she dearly loves. Children are receiving very little nurturing, despite the fact that I took my kids to Golden Corral the other day. Oh wait. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess if you take your kids to Golden Corral, that's not nurturing, right, guys? Right? Mother appears to have some intellectual limitations. In other words, they're saying Andrea is stupid. It has been reported but not verified that the father is diagnosed schizophrenic. The father, James, has boasted he has multiple weapons in the home, including knives and loaded guns, which include an SKS assault rifle, haha, I wish, and a handgun. These weapons are allow them to protect themselves from the aliens that will be invading Earth, as well as the haters. The HANDS program was working with the family in the home, but have now withdrawn due to potential risk of harm to the worker.
I just had to interrupt here. Vonhelton, in the paper he's reading, they had somebody from the HANDS program that couldn't help out anymore because of possible danger to the person that was there to help them, because the unsanitariness of his house, or his mom's trailer that he's living in, and that it was unsafe for them to allow a worker there. This is the home that Andrea was living in, and Andrea wasn't able to keep the house clean enough because Vonhelton would never pitch in, and it's just sick.
The home is cluttered to the point that it is difficult to find a place to sit, and the surfaces, i.e. countertops, tables, coffee table, etc., are covered with dirty dishes, dirty bottles, and other stuff. The family has no income. They are dependent on James's 83-year-old mother, who lives next door to them. The children are at risk of harm due to the parents' failure to meet their needs. I saw neglect of not just the two infants, but also of the 1-year-old baby as well. She was left in her high chair for the entire 2.5 hours I was in the home for the first visit, and in the 2-hour second visit as well, other than when the 82-year-old grandmother got her out. The 82-year-old grandmother lives next door and helps all she can, but she is only able to do so much. The mother is more concerned about herself than the babies. When SN tried to teach her about infant care, she would change the subject to herself. Babies charged for the hospital stay and the SN notes speak for themselves. The babies gained weight while in the hospital, at least 1 ounce per day of each of them. When they got home, they lost weight. The infants are 6 weeks old and have gained no weight since coming home. They both had a rash when admitted to the hospital. The mother stated that she stopped holding the other baby when she turned 6 months old. When SN arrived for a home visit, the parents went to bed and left SN to feed and clothe the babies. The infants were totally covered in feces and urine. So the infants were totally covered in feces and urine. Father was throwing up due to the fact that the infants were covered in feces. No. Again, home visit notes and hospital records speak for themselves. The baby's weight gain of 1 ounce per day while in the hospital shows they can thrive if placed in a better environment. Note from hospital stated that the parents were feeding babies clabbered milk in MD office during visit and was not aware it was spoiled, refused to feed babies in hospital, always had the reason that the nurses had to feed them. I feel the babies will suffer if left in the current home situation, possible life endangerment with dehydration and failure to thrive.
Neither one of them were equipped to bring kids into this world. But to be fair, you don't know that until you have kids, I guess. But Vonhelton neglected those kids and his wife because it was more important to do his shows than take care of the kids. Now, Andrea said she kept bringing the subject up to herself. It's because it was a cry for help. She needed help. She didn't know what was going on, but she knew something wasn't right, and she was crying out for help. It's too bad the CPS worker didn't recognize that at the time, but this is just sickening.
From both local, or from all of the local, state, and federal governments had stated and stipulated that if I had had another person in the home with us, that they probably would not have been able to have taken my children, because there would have been enough people to have watched the children at all hours and to have interacted with the children at all hours. So this is a very unusual video, because what I am asking and seeking is a bisexual female, a skinny, petite, 20-something bisexual female, to come and be friends with the wife here, and to actually be part of our family, literally be part of our family, even up to and including getting your name legally changed.
Should be concerned with getting his kids back. Do what CPS wants him to do to get his kids back. But no, he wants us to believe that the governments, all the governments, local, federal, and state, and whatever, want him to have perverted sex in order, because that would be better for the children, for him to have multiple wives. His trailer is very small. It's got 2 very small bedrooms, and the master bedroom is probably no bigger than a regular bedroom. This trailer isn't even big enough to house other women that he wants. What he really wants is this pornographic sexual fantasy fulfilled. This has nothing to do with polygamy. This has everything to do with Vonhelton. It fulfills his needs. This is an opportunity to lie to people, to try to get another victim into his rape trailer, and it's just sick. This should make your blood boil over this whole issue. He read that whole document, what they found wrong with the kids, and him having another sexual partner would have stopped that from happening. I don't think no courts or anything is claiming that. Vonhelton's lying and sick. Strain of Vonhelton's selfishness on their marriage is finally taking its toll. I mean, you can only stretch a rubber band so far, no matter how thick it is or how new the rubber band is. They'll always have a breaking point. You'll stretch so far, eventually that rubber band's going to snap. And same goes for Vonhelton's marriage to Andrea. He stretched so far without lifting any effort into making their marriage work. The marriage eventually is going to fail, and an epic fail that was. And
one day, I was testing him just how, this goes with the, fist, in my face. I was testing him one day, we were talking, but, I was testing one day to see just how far he would go. And I threw an empty pop can at his computer monitor, and the guy went crazy. He's like, you tried to kill me, I'm like, over a little pop can, that can't even hurt, nothing.
Andrea failed to realize is that she threw the pop can at his computer monitor, and Vonhelton's computer monitors are his most important thing. That's his priority, that's over his family. So she attacked the very thing that Vonhelton loves most, and that's the internet, his attention on the internet, the attention he gets from strangers instead of from his own wife.
All right, never laid a hand on her. Now, I did. There was one instance where I raised my fist into her face, but that was just a scare. I never hurt her, man. I never laid a finger on her, ever.
Putting your fist in your wife's face is abuse, Vonhelton. I know you're too stupid to understand that because nothing you do is wrong because you took an oath.
But Andrea is too fucking stupid to listen to her husband. She's too busy listening to a bunch of counsel's advisement. I have decided to make this video. And basically what I am going to say in this video is simple. I am basically going to forgive my wife of everything she has done to me, both past, present, and future, and that I will also ask forgiveness for everything that she might feel I have done to her, past, present, and future. That is in my best interest to take the high moral ground and to ask forgiveness first. If she does not counter with a video, well, then you know who's got the high moral ground, then, don't you? Now, in addition, I have also spoke with my girlfriend on the matter, and she has stated that although visitation will not be allowed, perhaps someday in the future, if she wants to return permanently, she was welcome to do so, since she is in fact the mother of my children.
Vonhelton pulled a gun on Andrea the very day she left. Andrea left terrified that she could get killed by this maniac, this nutter, this self-absorbed, internet addicted piece of shit.
There was another issue that happened the same day I was leaving. He said I could kill you for this.
So, you know he can't, right? He can't do that. I know
he can. And he acted like he was going to grab the gun.
But,
and I'm staring at him I'm like, you know. So that's when I had called my friend and I said, come get me now. And so my friend just took off.
And you know, my girlfriend has already agreed to that. The open invitation is still there. Forgiveness is still there. But now she's got to understand that, you know, these crazy accusations of me threatening her and beating on her, that is just bullshit. And it's got to stop. Hoping that Andrea will snap out of this stupor that she's in.
See how Vonhelton twisted around, how he says that she's saying that he beat on her. She never ever said that Vonhelton beat on her. She said that Vonhelton put a fist in her face, which Vonhelton did because he admitted to it, and then Vonhelton pulled a gun on her, and I have no doubt that Vonhelton did show her the gun and said he could kill her for this. And then Vonhelton wants to switch it around as if Andrea owes him an apology, and she needs to change what she's saying in order to come back. That's how forgiveness works, is you agree with Vonhelton and go with his lie, and that's how forgiveness works.
I'll see her in hell first. I'll see her behind bars. I'll see her behind bars. I never threatened her. I never hurt her. Alright, never laid a hand on her. Now, I did. There was one instance where I raised my fist into her face, but that was just a scare. I never hurt her, man. I never laid a finger on her, ever. Alright. Did it ever occur to you that this hasn't got a goddamn thing to do with the divorce? That it's all about hurting me? Did it ever occur to you? Because that's what it's all about. It's about hurting me. Oh, and Andrea's a big hit now with the trolls. Now she's sitting there talking shit about me all the time. Well, folks, you're not going to believe this one. I hope you're sitting down for this shit. Let me try and keep this brief, because my last attempt at this video was just huge. It seems that I prayed with a Christian yesterday afternoon. And the prayer was something to the effect of that God would change her heart and mind, and would change my heart and mind, and the product of that would compel me to return to Christ and rededicate myself to Yeshua. Right? All well and good, right? Nice prayer. Sounds like a good prayer, right? Okay, well, there's a problem. The prayer backfired. Okay? Instead of waiting to see if there's a change in my wife on the 9th, God saw fit to completely remove the love in my heart for Andrea. It's just gone. What the fuck just happened here? Okay, I pray for God to bring us back together, and the first thing he does is take the love out of my heart for her? What? What the fuck? Now, on a side note, we are now up to a grand total of 5 possible female replacements for Andrea. And by replacement, I don't mean just to replace her. I mean actually superior to her in many, many ways. And I will probably be taking these documents. If she does not call and wish these kids a happy birthday, if she does not call my phone back here and wish these kids a happy birthday, I'm filling out these records. I am upset at James and I don't know what to do. 3 days ago he called me a cunt, and last night we got into it and he put his fist up in my face. It was a mouse, not a fist. But anyway, put his fist in my face, and now I'm actually getting scared of him, and it's causing me to want to separate from him because of it. I don't know what to do. I will not have a man who will put his fist up in my face and try to be... But Andrea is too fucking stupid to listen to her husband. She's too busy listening to a bunch of...
You know what, folks? Being able to see your floor is a wonderful thing. I'm just saying. Anyway, I wanted to show you the little doggy I got at IGA. Little doggy, it's a cake. I guess it's supposed to...
She has done all this shit where he's kept this place like a fucking pigsty. You know, it's funny that since she's gone, I've been able to keep the house clean. Don't you find that odd? Find it odd that when she was here, I couldn't keep the house clean, and now the second that she's gone, I've been able to keep the house clean? Maybe you can put 2 and 2 together and come up with 4.
Against the wishes of Andrea's doctor, her family, and other people who cared about her, she decided to come back to Vonhelton for the second round of abuse. A lot of women do this. I don't understand. They go back to their abuser. So I guess Andrea's not any different. But never can understand that, wrap my mind around it. I mean, he threatened her with the gun and she comes back to him. It just, well, it's her choice, but we'll see.
Sabrina wants me to get it on video.
Okay.
You coming back home.
Yep, I'm back home.
Yeah. Seeing the kids. Sitting here waiting on you.
Hey, baby. Miss you. There's my baby girl. I miss you.
That concludes part 1 of this, I guess you call it, documentary about Vonhelton being an unfit husband, and Andrea's story of the Andrea nightmare. She returned back home, but we'll find out that Vonhelton's even more cruel and even more abusive in the second round in part 2, and I don't know when I'm going to get around to making it, but because I work a lot and don't usually have a lot of time. I got a little time today because it's raining, and the place where I pick up my sod, it was flooded out, so hopefully tomorrow I can go back to work. But stick around for volume 2 of this saga as soon as I can get around to doing it. But clearly showed in this half that Vonhelton is an unfit husband, and I'm just trying to get the truth out there, as Vonhelton says. But none of this is slander, libel, or defamation of character, because it's all fact. All that I've reported is based on facts that I know of. I'm sure the abuse is more extensive than I know of, but just reported what I know. And, you know, this isn't because I hate Vonhelton, so this is not a hate video. Nor really is it a troll video. It's really a video supporting a young lady who didn't or can't speak out for herself, who was a victim of abuse, and her story needs to be told. And so part 2 will come shortly.